Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to some more indie horror on the channel. This is Cucina, Stellata, starred Cuisine. So, this is another game that I found on itch.io. I think it was part of the spaghetti jam, or whatever it was that I mentioned actually a couple of videos ago when I was playing, was it the Gondolier's Fugue? That one. Basically, what I'm assuming was a jam of Italian game devs making short little titles, and this I think was one of them. So apparently this is an interesting one. I think it's like culinary horror or something, or like horror with a some kind of culinary dimension or element to it. I'm not entirely sure. All right, English, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go with that and see what we got. Cucina, Stellata, starred Cuisine. So curious as to what the storyline here is and what, you know, how the culinary aspect of this apparently ties into it. 19th century, somewhere in the countryside of Romagna, Italy. Okay, played a few of these Italian horror games recently. They've been fun though, you know, the Gondolier's Fugue, a lakeside walk in the Dolomites. Oh, okay. A shooting star just landed. Is this going to be like The Colour Out of Space? That Lovecraftian story? You know the one? Where there's like a farm there where a space rock or something lands near it and something is released from it that poisons the well and all. Great harm comes to those who let themselves be conquered by wine. Little by little they grow nauseated by food and find nourishment almost entirely in drink. Thus they degrade themselves in the eyes of the world, becoming ridiculous, dangerous and beastly. Pellegrino Artusi. Okay, so maybe there's an element of alcoholism in here to this story. But what's with the shooting star then? Right, move forward. Oh, okay. Turn 90 degrees to left and right. Volume and exit is escape. Interact with left mouse button. Okay. Oh, like that. I see. Okay. So it says add the oil to the pan. How does one do that? That's not the oil. Do I have the oil on one of the tables? Maybe it's on the shelf somewhere. Okay. Can't interact with that? No? What's on this shelf? Just jars and things. Okay, maybe... Oh, that's what I needed. Okay. Chop the onion, carrot and celery and add them to the pan. Sure. Right. I've typed spam click. Like that. Okie doke. Take that here. Fry that up. Chop the meat and add it to the pan. This here, I guess. So I'm wondering when this gets horrifying and how it gets horrifying. Pour the red wine. This here. The red wine. Is that on my shelf here? No? Oh wait, is that it up there on here? Oh no, I can't even look up there. How to red wine. Is this the red wine? No? Oh, right there, isn't it? Tomato sauce from the shelf. Okay, must be one of these then. Yes, thought so. Well, whatever you're making here, it does sound like quite a nice nice meal and all. Is that the tortelloni? Tortelli even? I'll add it to the pot. Okay, so that's your pasta itself, and then this is the filling. Right in the notebook. Oh, here. They say that curiosity is a dangerous trap, leading man into abysses from which he can never return. It is the same hypocritical world, which claims not to care about food, that makes no civil or religious celebration without eventually spreading the tablecloth and trying to eat as heartily as possible. Therefore I say, always choose for your raw materials the finest goods, for these will make an impression, and if this precious fruit, of who knows where origin, is as rare as I believe, it must cost as much, or even more than truffles. But caution must be exercised, with hope and fervour, for hidden prayers already hold future sorrow. I am repulsed by witnessing, as they say, the desecration of God's grace, yet indulgence and appetite are too great. Okay. Oh, that's this version, so you can actually read it in case you can't read cursive or whatever. Sure. Interesting. Oh, I have to telly to the pan? Right, again? Oh, no, to this pan, I guess. God, it's... Wow, it's suddenly started really raining outside, outside my apartment. There. That was just the sound of me putting my pan back on the stove. Okay. Jeez. Well, that got trippy all of a sudden, didn't it? Okay. Well, there's the culinary aspect of the game. It's an interesting start, this, isn't it? What is happening? Did we put some secret ingredient into that? Because he did mention in the notebook a strange fruit. Meals like these make me feel like a neophyte in the kitchen and in the art of tasting. Not only the quality, but the sheer delight leaves me astonished and my dreams fulfilled. Its sauce blends with so many dishes, keeping such excellent company, that it's worth the effort to satisfy every curiosity and rekindle the fire in the stoves, to get back to work and plunge, like a deep-sea diver, in search of the goodness and beauty I adore. I often say that one should only return to food when the stomach persistently cries out for help, yet I inherited almost unbridled erotic instincts from nature, at times nearly ruining my health and everything else. Moreover, if man neither craved food nor experienced sexual stimulation, the human race would soon perish. So here I am again, casseroles, pots and lids, open your legs, aromas of the undergrowth, sautés and braids of garlic, for I have returned amongst you. Okay. Interesting. What an interesting, curious thing that was. Oh, okay, we're cooking the same thing again. Grab onion, carrot and celery from the shelf. There we are. And add them to the pot. Right, we're cooking something different here, are we? Oil to the pan. Oil is here. So what are we making now? Oh, more of them? Okay. I see. Wait. Oh, chop them, it says. Okay. Come on, Red, learn to read. Old boy. Yeah, you have to spam click. Right, take those. And add them in there. Go to the cellar, grab the cleaver. Okay, I didn't realise there was actually a cellar, apparently. Oh, it must be through... Oh, not this door, this one. Oh, this is where the horrors are going to start, isn't it? Huh. Did I capture some kind of alien being that came down in that shooting star? Okay. Where be the cleaver? Is it on one of these shelves? Yep, we're going to cut this guy up. Oh boy! Oh! Yikes! Wow! So is he like an alien being, or is he actually supposed to be a person? Weird. Well, it's interesting to play like a horror game where your player character, technically, is the monster, to put it that way. Okay, well, let's dust it with flour. Cool. Didn't that get lovely? So we're eating alien meat. That's what I'm assuming is happening here. Pour the broth from the pot into the pan. Tomato sauce. Do I have to get it from the shelf or... Yes, I do. Into the pan. There you go. Tomato alien meat. I quiver in anticipation and can barely restrain my restless, twitching finger that ceaselessly torments my beard, as if trying to spread the remnants of a flavour that once passed through it. It is neither sweet, nor bitter, nor sour, nor salty, Perhaps it isn't even a flavour. Not really. It's a sensation. An enchanting shiver that sneaks into the mouth and throat, something slimy and indefinable that leaves behind a brutal echo, an aftertaste that never fades. There is no way to describe it, for no words exist to define it. Okay, dude. Whatever you say. Is it ready? Plate the dish. Ew. Looks weird now, doesn't it? Well, let us eat, ladies and gentlemen. Let us eat the alien meat. It's definitely going for quite an interesting take, though, isn't it, this game? In having your character kind of be the monster, I'm guessing. I assume it's meant to be an alien creature that we've got in the cellar, chained up, and isn't supposed to be like a person or anything. Because I'm just judging by, obviously, the fact that we saw that shooting star or whatever it was, the light in the sky. It is certainly a flavour, but not one that human taste has ever experienced before, nor could it ever hope to savour. A shadow that does not exist on the world's taste buds, and that seems to feed, alternately and contrary, on something within me. Even every other ingredient appears diseased, contaminated by its proximity, producing twisted fruits with a taste so warped that no one would dare try them, except those who, unbound by the dogmas and chains imposed by traditional cuisine, claim for themselves a flavour that is not of this world. It is like a painter's discovery of a new colour or a chilling nuance, one that seems as though it had always been available, ignored in a remote corner of our darkened iris, atrophied, unaccustomed to surprise, and unprepared for shock. Well, I guess we understand why the game is called Starred Cuisine. We're eating the meat of the stars, ladies and gentlemen. Oil, thank you. What are we cooking today, then? Chop onion, add it to the pan. Okay. I feel like we are slowly running out of veg in our little veg box. It's interesting that that's obviously going down and all that. Yeet. Fry up the onion. There we go. Grab the cleaver and cut some more meat. Okay. What are we going to take from our alien victim next? I mean, you kind of just left his hand there, but... Ooh. Yikes. Oh, jeez. What is that, his fucking liver? Christ. This game sure has gone in an interesting direction. Shut up down there. Right, cut his weird purplish meat up. Alien liver fried with onions. Go to cellar, grab the white wine and pour it into the pan. Okay. Is something going to be different here when we go down? He's quiet. Is he dead? Did he die? Wait. I thought the mouse was like flickering for a moment then. I think he's straight up fucking dead. I assume it's kind of supposed to be a liver that we took from him. Well, let's close the door. Yeah. Liver and onions in white wine with broth. Right in the notebook, as always. Once it was said that potage was man's fodder, but this one seems more like the fare of angels and devils, ogres and Mazapagel, Magalassi and Marmacule, spirits and essences of myth. I actually don't know some of those words, but okay. I feel my stomach gnashing its teeth, eagerly preparing for a bestial feast. I listen to the ancestral call of hunger and distinguish every word it utters. Now the palate, now the colon, now even the bile itself with its acidic tides, and still the shrieking taste buds singing their clear, piercing notes. As the pleasure unfolds, alas, a vortex rises from the depths of my innards, a force so impetuous, a spasmodic outburst that fills me with understanding and compassion for all those wild primitive beasts, ruled by passion and the violence of flesh. Well, if cooking doesn't work out for you, buddy, you could very likely be a poet. Alright, chop the meat. Okay. Grab the bread from the shelf and slice it. There. Here we go. We're having like a breaded treat, are we? Spread the meat on the bread. We're having a sandwich. Now let us plate this dish. Is it like a sandwich, or is it more just like a, you know, spread meat on bread and all that? So there's a lot of reading in this game, and it probably is meant to be, you know, less about jump scares and more just generally the weird atmosphere of it, I'm guessing. My word, certain laws lie hidden within the nature of taste, such that I could have never imagined. I feel every fibre of my body twisting and writhing, seized by a new sensation with every bite, for this flesh does not belong to the earth, nor does this flavour conform to the human order. After a single meagre taste, such is its power that all other food loses its usual virtues. Wine turns to water, bread crumbles into ash, and even the air seems laden with an imperceptible scent. Nothing washes away this shadow upon my tongue, as if my very body were learning a new way to perceive the world, a way both wrong and forbidden. And yet, what is most terrifying in the heart of this damp night, with my throat parched and my stomach emptying so swiftly, is that something inside me still longs for that flavour. It methinks you're kind of insane, buddy. You're a bit crazy now, aren't you? So is this all actually taking place in the same night? Quite possibly. We are eating and eating and just gorging ourselves on the flesh of this creature. Is he still dead? Yeah, he dead. Oh god. He's probably decomposing, isn't he? Oh, we're going for the head now, are we? Yikes. Yep. I think we're going for the brain. Phew. Yep, that's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. We're freaking eating his brains. We're going to be cursed with forbidden knowledge. The knowledge of alien races and all that. Boiled brain, of course. Oh, just right in the notebook. Okay. What misfortune. What ill-fated news. Oh, wretched swamp, oh, foul quagmire. Oh, unholy land that has sheltered me since I was a child. Have you no pity for your own children? You let no food stay wholesome for long, and this one amongst all, so sweet and precious, you can barely stand abundance. A curse upon you. Very dramatic. Okay. Grab an egg and place it in the bowl. Sure. I feel like something's going to be down here at some point, something different. I think the egg, yeah, they're there. Okay. Apologies if you can hear my washing machine in the background, incidentally. Always shut the cellar door behind one. Can we... oh, place it into the bowl. There. Crack it in, and then probably... yeah, flour. Add the oil. Cut the meat. Okay. Okay, flour that up, sure. Coat the meat with batter. That's what we're making, okay. Add oil to the pan. We're literally battering alien brains. Battered and fried alien brains. Deep fried. Okay. Which I'll write in this notebook. I cannot but entrust myself to fate. May this change in appearance and these vapours, despite the stench, enhance the flavour, as they do for grappas. Grappas probably is how you pronounce that, I would imagine. Seasoned cheeses and cured meats, for I well know that spoiled foods at times hold unexpected effects. Okay, when you say change in appearance, are you just referring to the food, to the meat? Or are you also talking a little bit about yourself? Are you mutating? So it said on the itch.io page, I think this is about 30 minutes long-ish. Should take you roughly that amount of time to beat this. This time the tasting was like a walk through the height of summer, a murky, tangled path through a flowering garden, where the way was painted in colour and breathed fragrances like a dream. In that vast and luminous expanse, it seemed as if the entire course of my life flowed before me. The path opened beneath an arch of dentate ivy. I made my way down a gorge, through patches of light and shadow, stepping where the branches parted onto pools of golden mucosa, and beneath the trees on my left, indistinct blankets of pharyngeal primroses stretched out like a carpet. The air seemed to lay soft kisses upon my skin. From the deep belly of the wood came the cooing of wild doves, mingled with the warm gastric gurgling of a welcoming brook. The ground there was so overlain with primroses that avoiding them was impossible, lost as they were in that digestive churn. The sweetness of the air and the green of the fronds, dripping with enzymatic liquors. Oh, sorry, I got dust on the back of my throat then. Almost filled me with reverence. At last, I emerged from that garden through an orifice of hedges and brambles, sweaty and dishevelled, like a man freshly torn from his mother's womb. Okay. Yes, you've certainly got a poetic mind, Protag. What are we making next? What meat shall we take? Perhaps a foot? Or a uh-oh. Has it entirely decomposed? Or has something strange occurred? Uh-oh. Have I become the beast? Did I just hear something? Felt like I heard something, but I was talking over it. You have no more meat, my dear friend. In the end, it has left me alone. Yet a new energy surges within me, flowing from top to bottom, carried like a bolus deep into my most hidden bowels. I myself, it seems, am changed. It is the simplest explanation, and yet the wretchedest one. Thus, why shouldn't I have become part of this splendid essence, a link in a metabolic chain that always finds its final rest in the vilest of excretions? Great, buddy. Whatever you say. Use the bucket in the cellar. Sure. Why not? There's the bucket. It's down there. Ugh. What? What just happened? Oh god, did I just fucking... Yeah. Okay, oh god, you're just holding that by oh no. Well, this took a weird turn. Alright, sure. We're literally eating our own shit now, apparently. Slice the bread. We're going to eat a shit sandwich. I think our character is just insane. Spread the feces on the bread. Of course. Played up, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a lovely, delicious meal. Ugh. Yikes. Well, the music definitely sounds different. What a catastrophe. A sharp, biting taste, filthy as a gutted rag, a faded memory of its once pristine purity. Perhaps too diluted, the spirit of tastiness and delight has scattered along the way. Perhaps its graces and virtues have surrendered to the stomach, and from there to the flesh entirely. Nothing remains for me now but to surrender to one last attempt. Are you going to try and cut yourself up? And cook parts of yourself? Is that what you're about to do? Oh god. Well, I think it's official, we've gone crazy. Yeah, I think we're about to kill ourselves. Or take part of our own body. Yeah. Thought so. You're taking your own arm. Ah. Oh boy. Let us cook our own arm then, ladies and gentlemen. or whatever it was we just took. Fry that baby up. Right in the notebook. I notice with a certain astonishment a twitch in my lashes and tears that blur my vision, and yet, by some cruel contradiction, my eyes burn like flames on dry stubble, scorched by their own dryness, like earth cracked by drought, the very drought of the soul which has already drained every last tear before it can fall. And thus it happens that, life, like who gazes too long upon the high sun, finding no haven in the shadow of night, I feel myself consumed by fire, without a single tear to quench the blaze. Wow. We're self-cannibalising. Yeesh. So I feel like, I don't know, depending on how you could interpret this story, is this kind of almost like saying, telling us about sort of the dangerous things that can happen when you become consumed by something, by some aspect of your own mind or whatever. I feel my vigour leaving me, yet I still breathe in the glory of the tasting. Little time remains and I must make the most of it, so that my final work may take shape. God, spirit, or devil, whoever you are, grant me one last fateful taste. Grant me but a thread of oil over this tepid potage, my very life. Pottage? Potage? Potage? Probably just pottage, isn't it? Okay. Oh god, well look at this down here. Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like you could read this, or, interpret this as being like a bit of an allegory for someone who's consumed by some interest of theirs, or I can't do that now. I see that figure in the stairwell, coming closer and closer. Yikes. Oh boy. Somebody who's insane and basically consumed by... oh. Wow. Is that where it ends? Oh. Oh. So we saw the entirety of the house in the beginning, but now part of it's gone. Oh, there you go. Created for the Spaghetti Invasion Game Jam 2025. That was pretty awesome, yeah. So I think there's two ways you can interpret the story. You could interpret it quite literally. An alien being came down. This guy who evidently is crazy captured it, chained it up in the cellar, and then basically cut meat from it and consumed it, but in doing so poisoned and tainted himself, and now by consuming the flesh of the alien being he has presumably caused himself to be transported into a higher plane of existence, or well, not necessarily higher, but an alternate plane of existence. He's gone mad. Or we could interpret this, I suppose, as like a tale of insanity. A character who probably already is a bit insane, and possibly a bit of a loner, maybe consumed by an interest in going slightly crazy with it, and they've resorted to cannibalism and eventually self-cannibalism, and it's like a metaphor for how they've been consumed by their own obsession or whatever. I feel like you could interpret it that way as well, more metaphorically. But yeah, I liked that. So evidently, obviously, there were no sort of specific jump scares or anything like that. It was more of kind of atmospheric and sort of a slow build to kind of the revelation of what was happening. I liked it. I thought it was a very interesting concept, that. So certainly, to the devs who made this, I think you did a good job on that one. Right, if I press any key to continue, is that just going to quit out the game? Let's see. No, it brings us up to the actual devs themselves. Well, good job, Eric Tassinari and Filippo Liverini and Gabriele Biondi and Christian Magalotti. Sorry, I'm getting my Italian accent on. All assets present in the game were created during the Game Jam, with the exception of generic audio effects. It's pretty good, You created all those assets. Good job. Right. I feel like it is going to quit me out of the game. the more I keep clicking on that. But, well, thanks for playing. If you enjoyed Cucina Stellata, consider supporting us through the itch.io page to help make future projects possible. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you played this and enjoyed it, you can donate money to the devs and all. So press any key to exit the game. Alright, that'll be the end of it. Okay, well, if you enjoyed, a like is always appreciated and all that. My social media links, propagandist channel link as usual, can be found in the video description for anyone interested. And if you enjoyed, a like is of course... Wait, I've just said that. What am I doing? Alright, goodbye everybody. And our snitching has led to people dying. And this is our kind of personal hell, where we have to make up for our sins. The sins of killing them. Oh, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't fucking ready for that. Well, the lantern spirits showed up. I didn't think they were going to be that tall, though. God. Okay. Just hold your breath, stay still. Oh, God. Oh, that's not. Oh, no. I'm just going to drink my tea. Okay, that's what they do. Right. Okay. At least I can just get past him like that.